Ladies and gentlemen, this is Tosh Talks, and kind of a surprise, but I am Tosh, and I am going to talk. I haven't been around for a long time, due to life, due to stuff like that. But I am back. I'm going to be back more often because I quit all my other work except for Tosh Talks. Well, I am the book buyer here, but it's the same thing. But I quit everything else, my social life, everything is now finished. Because I want to spend my time with you, just one-on-one with you, the audience, because that's the only important relationship ever. And I just wanted to show you some of my current favorite books. One that just came in is the Dennis Hopper and the New Hollywood. Not to be confused with the Tosh and Dennis Hopper mega collection. This is a book that is actually a catalog of the Dennis Hopper retrospective of his artwork, his films, and his art collection. And it took place at the Cinematheque in Paris, which I saw. Fantastic. So basically, in a nutshell, you get the entire Dennis Hopper life in one book. And it's interesting because it has a French perspective on his career and his life. And Hopper is a fascinating guy because he was part of the old Hollywood system as it was dying out. And then he sort of discovered or invented the new Hollywood of the 70s. And meanwhile, all during that time, he's also probably one of the great portrait photographers of our time. A fascinating guy, interesting man, interesting taste. And this is a very great book. It probably won't last for long, so if anybody wants it, you should get it now than later. And speaking of photography, we have the legendary, the great, and always to me the mysterious William Klein. Now, William Klein is a fashion photographer, a filmmaker. He's a native New Yorker who moved to France in the early 60s. But this is his first book, his first photo journal. And basically did a series of books on cities. He did one on Tokyo, did one on Paris, and he did one on New York. But his first city book is Rome, so it's William Klein, Rome. And it comes, no book here, but there's something actually that come with this. This, which is beautiful photographs of that city from the late 50s, early 60s. I'm just showing you like random shots, kids playing and stuff like that. He's famous for his designs. He actually designed all his photo books, and he did a lot of double spread type of imagery. It also comes with a little text with the photographs, so it's a beautiful package. And again, William Klein's a very interesting guy. He did the reason why he did the Rome book is because Fellini invited him to come to Rome to be the still photographer for one of his movies, but that fell through for some reason. So he actually stayed in Rome for a longer period of time to do this book. So that's what that is. Now we're going to a little bit of music culture. This is a book called Record Store Days, written by Gary Calamar and Phil Gallo. And I have to be honest, I'm a friend of Gary Calamar's. Actually, more than that, he was my boss at a record store. And this book is the history of record stores in America. And it's really a fascinating document of a life that's no longer here anymore, I'm afraid. Except for Amoeba. And then once Amoeba is gone, it's all over, it's all finished, it's just a memory. So this book is really about a memory. And sad to say I'm not in the book at all, but really it should have been called Tosh Berman and Record Store Days. I have to discuss that with Gary when I see him. And also, as you probably know from my show, watching the old shows, I'm kind of mod obsessed. I love mod history. And this is a book called The Sharper Word, a mod anthology, edited by Paolo Hewitt, who is a contemporary mod of sorts, a good friend of Paul Weller of Jam and Style Council. And he did a magnificent job of documenting the mod era through literature. Basically, works and essays by Nick Cohen, who is a fascinating writer, Tom Wolfe, who we all know, and also people as kind of obscure, Colin McInnes. And McInnes is an interesting character. He was a bisexual journalist from the late 50s who wrote a book about the first sort of mod explosion, or the first youth explosion in England, called Absolute Beginners. It was a film, based on his work, but the book is superb, I might add. And then on the same subject matter, we have a book by Barry Miles called London Calling. And Miles is a very interesting guy. He is very much of a 1960s London figure. He was Paul McCartney's right-hand man during the 60s. And he wrote many biographies on the American beats, and also about various aspects of hippies in London, and a lot of other youth movements. This book is sort of the mega history of counterculture youth in London from post-war years, meaning from 1946 to now. And it's a really, really fun document of how London has changed over the years, or how it hasn't changed. But it goes from the Teddy Boys, who are like Edwardian dandies, to acid house people. And it's a fascinating document, and he's a really good writer, and I strongly, strongly, strongly recommend this book. So right now, those are my picks. I'm still practicing doing Tosh Talks. I'm going to get up to speed. This is a very raw footage, because I'm a very raw type of person, and I love you all in the raw, of course. Bye-bye.